As I indicated earlier, we will begin to lift the protective measures announced before Christmas from Monday, but we will do that in a phased way that will allow us to form in the days ahead a clearer picture of the trends in infections and the associated impacts. As a quick reminder, the measures I am specifically referring to here are limits on attendances at live public events, the requirement for distancing between groups in public indoor places and the requirement for table service in hospitality venues serving alcohol on the premises. I expect to confirm further dates next week. However, I can confirm today that the attendance limit of 500 at large-scale outdoor events will be lifted from Monday at 17th January. That means, for example, that spectators will be permitted again at major outdoor sporting events, including football fixtures scheduled for early next week and the forthcoming Six Nations rugby matches. The COVID certification scheme will remain in place for these and other events and venues previously covered, but with two important changes. Firstly, our guidance will now stipulate that the organisers of large events of 1,000 or more people should check the certification status of at least 50% of attendees, rather than the current 20%, or at least 1,000 people, whichever figure is highest. And second, from Monday, the requirement to be fully vaccinated for the purposes of COVID certification will include having a booster if the second dose was more than 4 months ago. The NHS Scotland COVID status app for domestic use will be updated from Thursday so that its QR code includes evidence of booster vaccination. It will also be possible to order updated paper and PDF copies of vaccination status, which are now valid for 3 months, and it will still be possible to gain admission to events and venues covered by the certification scheme by providing proof of a recent negative lateral flow test. Presiding Officer, Cabinet will next review the data at our meeting a week today, and I hope this will allow us to lift the other protective measures, limits on indoor live events, table service and hospitality and distancing in indoor public places from the 24th of January. However, I will confirm this in my statement next week. There is a related point I want to draw to Parliament's attention today. As we do lift these other protective measures, it will be necessary to consider again if extending the scope of COVID certification to other venues might be a necessary protection. To be clear, we have not yet taken any decisions on this, and it will require careful judgment, but I want to be clear to Parliament today that it is something we feel bound to give appropriate consideration to.